And welcome back to the ARC International Raceway in Xiamen, China for A-Main number 2 of the four-wheel drive IFMAR World Championships. And our coverage this week brought to you by A-Main Hobbies and Proline Racing, along with Tekin, Team Associated, Hobbywing, and Sun Pato. And we could be 5 minutes away from a new four-wheel drive world champion as Ryan Maifield took the win in A-Main number 1 ahead of Ty Tessmann and David Ronnefalk 2nd and 3rd. Joern Neumann finished 4th, Spencer Rivkin 5th, Naoto Matsukura 6th, Dakotah Phend 7th, Ryan Cavalieri 8th, Dustin Evans 9th, and defending world champion Bruno Coelho off the track early finished 10th. I'm Aaron Waldron here with Justin Wildy coming to you from our Team Losi Racing broadcast booth. And Justin, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, we may be able to crown another world champion here in A2 if Ryan Maifield can go to the top, but I expect Ty for a little bit of redemption to push this thing at least to A-Main number 3.
Ty does get to control the pace of this race. He starts out front, and it's really his to lose. As we saw in A-Main number 1, he led the entire race up until less than 3 laps to go, made a couple of mistakes, and that's what opened the door. I can tell you what is going to happen. I'm going to break the edge of this chair off because I'm only sitting on the tip of it, and I'm rocking back and forth restlessly. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the drivers staging up there at the start of the straightaway, staying out of the straightaway, nobody wanting to put in any more laps and potentially risking a break here in the four-wheel drive class, and so they'll start to work their way down into grid position now.
Ty Tessmann will start from pole with David Ronnefalk 2nd and Bruno Coelho 3rd. If Coelho wants to win back-to-back world championships, he's going to need a much better start than he had in A-Main number 1 as he came up short on the first double, sort of flat-landed, got out of shape, and Maifield had nowhere to go. Unfortunately, Coelho never recovered, and Maifield did, inching closer to potentially a 2nd world championship in just 1 week. Ty Tessmann, David Ronnefalk, Bruno Coelho. You see Tessmann just there in the very bottom left corner of your screen as we fit the whole grid here into one screen. And they're off for A-Main number 2.
Yeah, Ty Tessmann leading him around. Let's see if Bruno gets a better start this time. He does, and he will maintain that 3rd spot. And inside goes Ronnefalk there. So he'll go to the top spot. Ty trying to get right back inside. Can't make it happen. Gets a little out of sorts in the switchback. So David Ronnefalk to the top spot.
Ronnefalk in attack mode immediately as we saw a crash that bunched up the back half of the field right behind Ryan Maifield. Ronnefalk trying to sprint away early on in A2.
Yeah, the HB Racing driver making a move early on that 2nd set of doubles. So that final double has been a little bit of a bane of Ty's existence here as he has made mistakes, and then they're getting passed by David Ronnefalk as we stay with him as he goes into those elevated chicane section here.
And perhaps Ronnefalk counted on that happening, was ready and pounced when the opening happened. And Ronnefalk now coming onto the straightaway, had a 1.1 second advantage on Tessmann last lap. Tessmann with company. Coelho tumbling off the straightaway.
Yeah, it's 1.4 seconds now, and Coelho getting caught up a little bit there as well as drivers coming back through, and Coelho not carrying the momentum through that first double, so he gets sorted way back. Not the A2, the defending four-wheel drive champion, wanted to try a chance at repeating. And
now the top 4 breaking away, Ronnefalk, Tessmann, Maifield, and Rivkin trying to join that pack. Maifield hoping for another opening here in A-Main number 2. Tessmann needs to start trying to do something to reel in Ronnefalk. Ronnefalk getting away, 1.8 seconds up, made up 4/10 on last lap alone.
Yeah, David Ronnefalk meaning business here in this one, making a pass early in that first lap, trying to pull away just a little bit. 2, 3, and 4, though, right there in tow. If David does make that mistake, and it hasn't really been a question of if they're going to make a mistake, but when and how big is that mistake.
And this time by Tessmann lops off 0.3 of a second, but the fastest car on the track of the top 3 was Ryan Maifield. The top 3 separated now by less than 2.1 seconds.
And there's
a mistake.
Ronnefalk makes a mistake, so now Ty Tessmann and Ryan Maifield right with him as they go through that little chicane section in the elevations. Right-hand side of the track, down into that tabletop they go. 3-way battle here, and a possible world championship on the line with Maifield sitting in the 3.
Maifield perhaps in the best spot of the 3 of them, because if the top 2 crash together, he's got an open shot at a 2nd world championship. Tessmann has to play both defense and try to be there for Ronnefalk, but it looks like Ronnefalk with a little bit of speed able to try to get away.
Best part about this one, we are only halfway in, so still half of this race to go, and you're watching some action here with Ronnefalk on the right-hand side of the screen as Tessmann and Maifield follow him down. Tessmann with a little bit of a pipe clip there, and Maifield closes the gap back to Ty.
Let's see if Maifield can put some pressure on Ty and perhaps set up after Ronnefalk on his own. Still 2:20 left to go. Fastest car last time by was Ronnefalk, the race leader. Now a full second lead on Tessmann.
Yeah, it is a full second, but only 2/10 between 2 and 3. So the question is, will Maifield try and make a move on Ty or wait for a mistake? Maifield with 2 shots here at a World Championship as we stay with Ty and Maifield into the death row doubles. Maybe a little bobble out of Ronnefalk as that gap closed, and then a second one there in the death row doubles, and now Ty. So Maifield to 2. Mayfield to 2 now with a chance at a World Championship here if he can get by Ronnefalk.
Wow, Tessmann with another mistake through that 8-pack section. We saw that out of him in A-main number 1, and it might cost him a shot at the world title at all. Maifield, if Maifield wins this race, it's over. He had the personal best last time by, was the fastest car on the track last 2 laps in a row. 0.7 of a second back with 1:30 left. Come on!
Yeah, so we got to have at least 4 laps here, 3 to 4 laps. Ronnefalk in the HB Racing buggy, the Yokomo of Maifield in the 2, and the X-Ray of Tessmann in the 3. Tessmann now reeling back up to those drivers as well, trying to put pressure here. So we have seen mistakes out of Ty and another one there, so he loses all that time gained with the top 2. Maifield closing in 9/10 last time, now just about 0.8 of a second between the top 2 drivers. Things closing up. Maifield a mistake.
Yeah, Maifield with a mistake through that whoop section. We saw him make a little mistake coming up onto the straightaway, and another one over the triple there. Tessmann catching him for the second spot. Ronnefalk getting away.
Yeah, with just under a minute now, they are going to get by for at least 2 more laps. They're on a 12-lap pace, currently running the 10th lap right now, so we should see 2 more full laps here to decide if a World Championship is going to be decided here in A2 or all in the next race in A3.
Ronnefalk with a 1.2 second advantage and 40 seconds left to go. Maifield with 9/10 over Tessmann, and it's going to take a mistake from any of these drivers now to change the pace.
David Ronnefalk, Ryan Maifield, Ty Tessmann, Spencer, Joern, Bruno, Naoto, Ryan Cavalieri, Dakotah, and Dustin Evans. The full running order in this one. Ryan Maifield with a couple of mistakes, and there is another one. So every time he starts to reel in David just a little bit, he makes a bobble, and he has had a rough time through the back section of these doubles, this time cleanly, and a little bit of a slide out, though, heading into the triple. So Ronnefalk with 10 seconds on the clock here just has to finish this one cleanly as we stay with Ryan Maifield. You see David Ronnefalk just off in the front. Now Ty Tessmann trying to put the pressure on Maifield here with 1 section left to go. David Ronnefalk down the straightaway. Ty putting the pressure to the inside. Drag race down the straightaway. Ryan Maifield will take the win. Ty Tessmann goes 3. Tessmann threw it in there on that last little tabletop and tried to give it a drag race down the straightaway. He was fastest lap of his race right there in Ty Tessmann. Let's send it down to the Spektrum Pit Report, and Aaron Waldron, and he catches up with David Ronnefalk, your winner. So a little bit of communication there. We're sending it back down to the Spektrum Pit Report here and catch up with Aaron Waldron and your top 3 from A-main number 2.
Down here with A-main number 2 winner David Ronnefalk. How'd that race go for you?
That was the best run I've done so far this week. I think I was just staying patient out there as I could. I saw Ty went wide on the jumps in the back on the first lap, and I tried to get the inside. I was able to, and from that, I just tapped the pipes once in the chicane. Other than that, I was just trying to stay in front of them. I knew they were fast, they were closing towards the end, but I just tried to stay patient, and I'm so happy it worked out. We made a bunch of changes to our car for that one, and it worked out really good. The car felt really good to drive, so super happy to get the win on that one. And yeah, it's so hard out there, so you need a lot of luck as well, and this time I had it on my side, so hopefully we'll see in a third main and see how that goes.
How difficult is the track right now?
It's very difficult. Now I think the bumps are not like getting bigger or anything, but the wind is picking up, and in the back section there is super hard with the jumps, and yeah, you just gotta cross your fingers to get through there. I had to roll the last double a couple of times. I saw Maifield had some issues on the last few laps as well, which helped me in the end. So yeah, it's definitely hard, and yeah, you just gotta go for it.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
And finishing up in the second spot, Ryan Maifield coming so close to wrapping up another World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane out there. You know, the conditions are almost impossible, much less trying to, drive precise and, battle other guys. So, You know, I'm really happy. You know, considering how crazy it is out there. You know, I've put together 2 really good drives. I think that time I actually drove really tight for some reason. It's just like cold, and we haven't been driving in this condition, so my muscles are a little tense and, you know, a little nerve-wracking going on. So car was really good though, so we'll reset and go for A3. Hopefully we can race it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks.
And Ty Tessmann, another couple late race mistakes here costing you a chance at the win.
Yeah, I just started off right away, tried to get through that jump section and caught the wind a bit. We went really wide trying to save it and let David by, but then just at the start my car was just kind of hard to drive. I think the tires maybe were a little bit different than last time. We did make a change on the wing to try to get the jump better through the air, and I think it helped a little bit, but it's still trying to get to those jumps it's very difficult, and you really don't know what's going to happen. So driving around this track is difficult enough. Trying to race is another thing. So it's hard out there, but try my best, yeah.
Still got 3 drivers in contention going into A-main number 3. You got a different plan?
Basically just not to try to screw up and just go faster. Hopefully we can get another win and then try to get on the tiebreaker, I guess.
Thank you, Ty.
Thanks.
So a very difficult A-main number 2 here, and an interesting result that leaves everything wide open going into the 3rd main.
So we bring you back here into the TLR broadcast booth. I am Justin Wildy. We just caught up there with Aaron Waldron down with your top 3. David Ronnefalk, Ryan Maifield, and Ty Tessmann.